Connect. I'm your host, Craig Sullivan. And today we've got a good friend, an industry leader, and somebody I think you all know, at least if you've been in California for the past 20 years. But before we get our guest into the studio with me, I want to thank our production partner, Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group. If you need some help getting your deals closed on time, and as we all know, time kills all deals, good or bad, these are the guys to help you. Please call our friends at Chicago Title and let them know that their National Commercial Services Group was brought to you by CLIC Connect and producer Danny and myself. We'd love to have you call them. So with that, I would like to introduce Shane Skubis, Radisson Hotel Group of the Americas, franchise development team. Shane, how are you, my friend?
I'm great, Craig, and it's really good to see you and hang out with you again and some more. And you're right, time does kill all deals. That is the coolest thing that I know about every day.
Absolutely, my friend. So for the few people that may not know you, would you please tell the audience about yourself and what you're doing at Radisson, so that they've got a better understanding of your territory and the brands you're working with and all of that, please.
Sure. I started in hospitality with a fellow Southern Cal person, Greg Casserly, who hired me into this business in 1992. Followed him around a bit and worked for a lot of really, really fun, great companies. I started with HFS, which turned to Ascendant and to Wyndham. I got to work for Coldwell Banker, who taught me my market analyst skills, and then I got to work for Holiday Inn for 12 years, really all around the country. I've been a broker in between franchise development gigs. My passion is really, I love creating something that hasn't been done before or seen before. When something comes out of the ground, it just makes me smile. With all the work and the passion that goes into it. I started with Radisson at the end of this year after the COVID monster hit us, and I am pleasantly surprised about the team that we're not pleasant. I'm really excited. The team that we have is all about growth, all about change. It's all brand new. Hardly anyone's from before, and we've all been around, on this team for at least 20 years or more. So there's a lot of experience, to move the Radisson game forward.
Absolutely. You guys came in, revamped everything, and you've got a clean slate, and you're getting your message out. And one of the things that I like is, leadership down to boots on the ground where you are, in your territory and all that. And you're having a great impact, not only with the owner operators, but with management companies, lenders, and various other, professionals in the hotel sector. So let's talk about one of your success stories. Let's give us some information on that beautiful Radisson Blue in the Anaheim Resort. Would you tell the audience about that project, please, Shane?
Well, I don't know. That project was started and finished before I got here. I've got to experience it firsthand, as a guest and taking fellow developers through it.
Right.
My favorite part about that project is it's what Radisson's all about, growth, right? So we've got this big monster hotel, and we put it on the other side of the highway, and everyone said, "Why'd you put that big monster hotel on the other side of the highway?" Well, what everyone didn't know is that they've expanded the Disney commercial zone 5 miles on the other side of the highway. So we're at the beginning of the next part of Disney. And there's some really cool stuff that's going to happen down the street. I have there's an awesome rumor that one of them is a Top Golf plus a bunch of $1 million homes that's going to come in that area.
Nice. Plus you've got that visibility. Everybody sees you guys first.
Yes. The communities, Disney's been the same for a really long time. When we started, it was Disney and Knott's Berry Farm. The hotels are pretty much the same, right? Yeah. And now Disney's moved up its game tremendously. When I was at IHG, we built the Holiday Inn and the Staybridge, sort of off piece for where the resorts are.
Right. Yeah.
You know, halfway in between the Anaheim Stadium and Disney, and it was sort of in the middle of nowhere. You could see it a long way from the highway. But now that's all filled in, and it's, you know, Disney is the product that it is. And we're very excited about that Radisson, and it's doing very well.
As it should. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, and you feel it. You've got that wow factor from the moment you arrive, as soon as the car door opens, and it's just, you know, one of those jewels that have popped up recently in the Anaheim resort area. It's just absolutely amazing, and you've got a very welcoming, knowledgeable, warm team on site. So I think that's another hallmark of what I'm seeing in your properties, you know, throughout the country. Shane, let's define your territory. Where are you working for Radisson? Just California, Western U.S., national?
I'm the development director for Southern California, Nevada, Arizona, Hawaii, and Utah. These are communities that I've worked, you know, over the last 20 years. In my world, I've done over 200 new hotel projects in 49 different states, Craig. That's my favorite thing that's happened in this business. I've got to meet and learn from so many people in 49 different states. It's been a blast.
Well, exactly. And with all that knowledge, you can help everybody in that territory that you're now focused on. And I think, uh, you know, uh, you know, 2, 3, 4 Radisson products in the Aloha State, you know, would be a wonderful thing. Arizona, Utah, you know, Nevada. I think those are all growth markets for you. And the buzz that I see, whether I'm talking to Jim or Phil or you or somebody else in your team, you know, it's electric. You guys are all amped up and you're out there amongst the community. You've been traveling and getting deals done. So, you know, my congratulations to you. Um, let's talk about your development pipeline. You know, California in particular, but also the rest of your territories. Are you looking more at conversions, adapted reuse, ground up, a little bit of everything, or is there one that stands out more than the other right now?
Well, let me take a step back and talk about this growth approach to Radisson. We're all about growth. We've all had many different jobs in the industry on our development team, and we know who needs help and how to help them, and our role is to, you know, fit the Radisson brand in places that will make the revenue better for the operators. We started with the Radisson core brand, which we've grown by close to 50%. The sign number is about 44%, and we've got a couple deals that just are coming over the line now. We'll have grown the Radisson core brand by 50% by the end of this year, and that's really a lot of fun. And that was with the core relationships we've, you know, grown and developed over the years. Our other area of growth is our upscale division, which is our brands Radisson Red, Radisson Blue, Radisson Collection, and Radisson Individual. And those are European developed and defined Radisson brands that realistically have, or I could just say honestly, they've elevated the Radisson brand in the rest of the world. We are the number 2 company in the world currently. It's just not listed, to the rest of the world. And it's, even it's hard for me to say this because, we've been working on the challenges of Radisson in the U.S. for the last 10 years, while it's been going in a completely different direction in Europe and Asia.
Right. Yeah. At one point in time, I agree with you. You'd see a huge difference between Radisson, whether it was in Ireland or the UK or somewhere else within the European Union. And there was, I was really glad to see a lot of that feel and vibe start migrating back to the U.S. and elevating your portfolio from top to bottom.
That's really what it is. We have to, please. In order for us to win, we have to what they've done successfully in the rest of the world, it's our job to bring it here. That's why this team was hired to do this type of thing, and it's different. because in the United States, Radisson has been sort of on a holding pattern to a slight decline in the last 10 years. And frankly, we're the new juice to bring in new energy with new products and new brands that are reflective of how we've behaved in the rest of the world, which, has given us this number 2 position that it's sort of hard to talk about because, well, you're not number 2 here, but if you go anywhere else, we're thought of as competing, with the top brands of Marriott and Hilton.
Absolutely. Absolutely, my friend. So are you getting a lot more conversions right now? Are those the phone calls that you're having right now, or is it, ground up? Because I know you love ground up.
There's not a lot of phone calls, so we're sort of creating our business because we haven't fully told our story. This is our first year. We've got COVID. We don't have good numbers to sell from. Nobody does. Our idea is who we are, what we've done in the past, and then where we're going to take this brand. This brand is poised for growth with people who know how to grow it. And we're co-investing with every deal at every brand level. We have support for our country in brand using the Radisson name in a stronger way. There's just everything that we're doing is designed around revenue.
Absolutely. And I think that's going to be key for everybody right now, besides, the ability to hire the right talent for, each asset. And that's going to be something we're going to have to work through. All right. So overthinking or gut instinct, which serves you better when you're looking at a deal, my friend?
I think you need both. It has to feel good, like it's a place that you'd want to go to, right? And then the numbers have to fit. So what we've got with developers now, developers that are making the biggest strides and are still trying to develop new are going to A+ locations that no one else can get at any other time, and they're finding technologies that are reducing the costs, of these, as these hotels becoming more and more expensive. The Holiday Inn Express, when we started in our business, a Holiday Inn Express would cost less than $100,000 a room to build. Closer in the $75,000 a room category. Now that's almost 150, and it's the same for any hotel in that category. These 4- and 5-star boxes are $250,000 to $300,000 a room now.
And it's amazing that that cost has escalated to those heights. So, one thing that I think is a great approach for you guys, and I think that's really going to build loyalty with your franchisees, is you're not cannibalizing territories. You're putting somebody in there with a product, and that's their territory, basically. Am I right on that?
That's absolutely true. We're going to put only one brand category per market. So if there's a Radisson core brand, that's your market for that Radisson core brand as we both define it. If there's we will go upscale or downscale from your products, from your product category, but it's your market to grow as you need, and hopefully, if there's a need for other brands, the Radisson, they'll be your own brands at the same time.
Absolutely. Would you tell the audience a little bit about the individual brand? I'm really liking soft brands. I think there's a real growth opportunity for everybody with these soft brands.
Well, the individual brand is designed for a hotel that belongs where it is, has been there for a while. People understand it, know it, but for some reason could use some jet fuel or some extra customers from an international base or a business base, or if they're short in leisure, whatever you're missing. Our role is to help you fill heads and beds and help you win in your market.
There you go. I love it. All right, my friend, we're going to do a lightning round. Producer Danny's going to put 2 minutes on the clock. Now, I'm going to stall for a second because I need to put my clock on for 2 minutes. And just Word association, first thing that comes into your head. We got 2 minutes on the clock, and go. Travel.
Hard to.
Ground up or conversions?
Ground up in the right market.
Soft brands.
Radisson individual.
Rugby.
Passionate game for gentlemen.
Team.
There's no I in team.
Purpose.
Why we live.
Fulfillment.
The man upstairs.
Favorite airport?
Yours, John Wayne.
Good answer. Favorite hotel or resort?
Oh, this is a good one. It's the Edgewater in Lake Tahoe. It's truly I'm melted. It's everything that like is supposed to be, and it's very overspent. It's perfectly overspent, and designed for us to feel like we're awesome. And that's what travel's all about. That's how I got into it. When I was in college, I signed up for wrestling. I was good enough to be in wrestling, but I signed up because I missed the road trips from the football.
There you go, my friend. You wrapped it up and still had time on the clock. Good for you. So let's talk about that. You've been a road warrior for at least 20 years, okay? We've both seen a ton of changes in the pleasantries to the amenities and everything else that we have to go through, whether it's an airport, it's a rental car agency, any number of things. So what are you seeing out there on the road right now? What stands out, good, bad, or indifferent in your mind?
Well, I think we're starting to figure out the hospitality business and the travel industry is starting to figure out that they figured out a long time ago that business drives it the easiest, and that business customers move around within it, distracting the least amount of people. So there's a higher profit to that group. When they're not there, we're all missed. But while we haven't been there, I've seen technology increases that when everything comes back, it's going to, be a lot better on all of us. Like, automatic check-ins and, whether you need to have cleaning or not, because lots of times that lady's knocking on the door, as I'm trying to write a report or something like that. I love hotels. I live for hotels. I've spent my whole life kind of going to them or creating them, and travel is what sparks your heart to be more. When you're doing the same thing all the time and going in the same places, it's hard to realize that you could do anything else. And that's what travel does for me, and I think it does for a lot of people.
I agree with you. Travel is that one thing that you buy that not only leaves a lasting impression, but it also improves you as a human. You get into a community that you haven't been into. You get to celebrate it. You get to see what it's all about. You get to meet some of the locals. Now, I've said for years that when a hotel's hitting on all 8 cylinders, the best thing that it does is celebrate the community that it's in. If they're, the community's using it as that second, third, or fourth bedroom, especially during the holidays. That's your base camp. Everybody's there. You're eating there. You're having cocktails there. You're ending your day there. And you've got, the neighborhood coming in. So I love hotels. My favorite place in the world to be is a hotel lobby. It really is. I don't care if there's 50 people or 5 people there. Everybody's got a different story. Your imagination is running wild. You see a well-oiled machine the vast majority of the time of the team, getting everybody checked in, directing traffic, getting the cars parked and everything else. I love it. If I had switched to hotels, I'd probably be selling T-shirts out of a kiosk at the Ala Moana Shopping Center on Oahu.
And that's not a bad job either. And
Nope, not at
we
all.
both see the world the same way, Craig. We always have, and I've enjoyed you throughout my career. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. My friend, we are out of time. It's a blink of an eye. So, time for a shameless plug. How can people get a hold of you and start those phone calls about joining the Radisson family?
612-427-0002. He's
Perfect. You want to give him an email?
it's too long of an email because you have to say Radisson Hotels Americas. It's no one will get it.
We'll have him call you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you joining the conversation. It's good to see you. And you get to meet Shane and the team at CLIC 5 on March 10th, 2022. So, come down and say hi to Shane and everybody else and join us that day. Shane, thank you again for being here today.
Thank you, Craig. Lots to talk about. We love CLIC Connect.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you, our audience. But before we take off, I want to thank our production partner. We had Chicago Titles National Commercial Service Group, work with us on this show. It was a pleasure to have them from the beginning and the launch of this show, and to have them here with Shane. And it's just a great group. And if you're trying to get your real estate deals closed on time, seriously, give them a call. They'd love to hear from you, and tell them that producer Danny and Craig sent you. They'd love to hear from you. And again, CLIC Connect, CLIC 5, live and in person, March 10th, 2022, JW Marriott Anaheim Resort. You can register, get your room, all of it at CLIconference.com. So come join us. Meet Shane, meet his development team, meet lenders, brands, third-party professionals, management companies, and so many more. It's a one-day event. If you're in the California hotel market or want to be, this is the event to attend. Thank you all, and thank you, our audience. Remember, be kind, share your knowledge, and go be amazing.